What happens when America's most talked about former royal sits down with one of television's most respected journalists, only for the interview to spiral into a heated confrontation that ends with security being called? Today, we're diving into the explosive clash between Meghan Markle and Gayle King that left CBS executives scrambling and viewers witnessing one of the most dramatic moments in morning television history. Before we get into this incredible story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below telling me what you think really happened here. Because trust me, you're going to want to discuss this one. The CBS Morning studio had that familiar buzz of controlled chaos that comes with live television. Cameras were positioned at precise angles, lighting was adjusted to perfection, and the signature orange and blue backdrop created a visual staple for millions of Americans' morning routines. Gayle King sat in her usual spot, papers neatly arranged in front of her, exuding the calm confidence that had made her one of the most trusted voices in broadcast journalism. Across from her, Meghan Markle settled into the guest chair. She maintained a straight, composed posture, wearing a crisp navy blazer that seemed carefully chosen to project authority and accessibility. The former Duchess had agreed to this interview to promote her latest philanthropic initiative, but anyone familiar with live TV could sense underlying tension. This wasn't just another promotional spot. It was Meghan Markle facing questions from someone unlikely to handle her with kid gloves. Gayle opened with her trademark warm smile, the kind that puts guests at ease. "Meghan, thank you so much for being here with us this morning," she said. She acknowledged Meghan's passion for her new project, but hinted at a different focus. "Our viewers are curious about something else. The speculation about your relationship with the royal family. Some are saying you've been less than truthful about your experiences." The question hung in the air like a challenge. Meghan's smile tightened slightly, but her voice remained steady. "Me appreciate you having me on, Gayle, but I have to say I'm surprised by that characterization. Everything I've shared about my experiences is my truth, and I stand by every word." Gayle leaned forward slightly, questioning. "Your truth?" She repeated. "Oh, that's interesting, because truth is generally considered universal, not personal. When you told Oprah you were married 3 days before the ceremony, the Archbishop of Canterbury contradicted that claim. How do you reconcile that?" Meghan's fingers tightened on the armrest, but her composure held. "Gayle, you weren't there. The Archbishop wasn't privy to every private moment between Harry and me. What we shared with Oprah was deeply personal, but it was also factually incorrect," she replied. Gayle pressed on. "And it's not the only instance. You claimed in that same interview you were never given media training, yet palace sources confirmed you received extensive briefings. Are you saying those sources are lying?" The tension grew palpable. Camera operators exchanged glances, sensing the interview was veering into uncharted territory. Meghan shifted, her carefully maintained calm beginning to crack. "It's interesting, Gayle, that you're so quick to believe anonymous palace sources over someone who lived through these experiences," she said sharply. "These sources have spent years trying to undermine my credibility and character." Gayle wasn't backing down. "I'm not trying to undermine anyone. I want to understand how we got to such different versions of events." She then addressed a serious allegation Meghan had made about her mental health struggles. "When you say you felt suicidal and were denied help, multiple former palace employees say mental health resources were available and you never accessed them. How do you respond?" Meghan's tone grew sharper. "Multiple former palace employees," she echoed, "are part of a system that failed to protect me, the same system that stood by while I was torn apart in the press. I don't put much stock in their stories." The interview was rapidly heading into confrontation territory. Gayle's questions became more pointed, Meghan's responses more defensive. What began as a friendly promotional chat was transforming into a battle of wills. "Let's talk about the Oprah interview," Gayle continued. "You made claims about conversations with royal family members, especially about concerns over your son's skin color. You've been vague about who said what. Don't the public deserve more clarity?" Meghan's eyes flashed with anger. "The public deserves honesty," she said. And I made the decision to protect certain family members by not naming names, but that doesn't diminish our experiences. Gayle pressed, "Are you seriously suggesting I fabricated racist comments for sympathy?" Meghan's voice rose, and the studio went silent. That I would lie about something so fundamental to my family's safety? The atmosphere in the studio was tense and charged. Cameras rolled, capturing every moment as the two women's exchange intensified. Gayle remained professional, but her tone grew steely. I'm not suggesting you made everything up. I'm asking for accountability, evidence, context, anything to support your claims. Meghan's voice was strained. What kind of evidence would satisfy you? Recorded conversations? Sworn affidavits? Her sarcasm was sharp. Or would you just find ways to dismiss that too? Gayle's patience was thinning. "What I want is consistency," she said. "Your story should match documented facts, and stop hiding behind accusations of racism when there are legitimate questions about your credibility." The confrontation escalated. Meghan accused Gayle of parroting palace talking points of bias of collusion. The studio crew watched in stunned silence as the two women clashed. Meghan's anger boiled over, and she suddenly stood, her chair scraping loudly against the floor. "A documented record? Please," Meghan challenged. "E-sources only come forward when it suits the palace's narrative." Her voice was furious. "I trusted people like you to tell my story fairly, and instead, I got character assassinations and lies." Gayle urged her to sit down. "This isn't a trial, Meghan. We're asking questions based on your own statements. If you can't handle that, maybe you shouldn't make them in public." Meghan's frustration exploded. "I've endured years of racist coverage, comments about my child's skin, suicidal thoughts, and you're sitting here suggesting I fabricated it all? Her voice cracked with emotion. "I trusted this system, and it betrayed me." Gayle's composure finally showed cracks. "Don't you dare suggest that questions about your credibility are rooted in racism," she said sharply. "That diminishes real discrimination and is beneath you." The studio was eerily quiet, everyone watching. Meghan's face blushed red with rage. "How dare you?" she whispered, then yelled, "You have no idea what I've been through." Gayle responded, "There's only one truth, Meghan, and it's not yours or mine. It's what actually happened." The tension reached a breaking point. Meghan grabbed her purse and prepared to leave. "I came here in good faith," she said, "and this has turned into an inquisition." Gayle stopped her. "Running away won't change the facts," she said. "It won't make your inconsistencies disappear." As Meghan stormed toward the exit, security quickly intervened. "Mom, please stay calm," a guard said. "I need you to calm down." Meghan snapped back. "Don't tell me to calm down. I'm leaving." More guards appeared, blocking her path. The situation had escalated beyond a normal interview. CBS executives concerned about liability made the call to intervene. Meghan was escorted out amid tense exchanges, vowing, "You'll regret this." The truth will come out. The studio fell into an eerie silence. Gayle watched, her expression a mixture of shock and relief. The cameras had captured every moment of what was now one of the most talked about television moments in recent history. The clash between Meghan Markle and Gayle King had become a spectacle of confrontation, accountability, and raw emotion. What started as a routine promotional interview ended in chaos, revealing deep fractures in how society discusses truth, responsibility, and media integrity. So, what do you think really happened? Was Gayle holding Meghan accountable with legitimate journalism? Or did this cross the line into something more personal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.